Hi everyone, today I'm gonna do one of my most requested tutorials and do an entirely no-sew Tux bow and jumbo boutique with a tail, all completely no-sew. Now I normally sew everything myself not because I dislike gluing, but I am so accident prone that if I do use a lot of glue on a regular basis, I either use too much of it, drop my glue gun everywhere, or glue absolutely everything. So for me, sewing is just a touch easier, which is why I don't always do no-sew tutorials, if people wondered. But this is what we're going to do, and these are jumbo, about 6-inch Tux bows, and I use 46 inches of the 3-inch ribbon for the boutiques and 12 inches of ribbon for the Tux bows. And we're going to start with the Tux bow first, and I am going to show you something because I do mine a little bit differently than some people, because I told you I was having a clumsy moment. Literally dropped my lighter on the floor. So 12 inches of 3-inch ribbon. I do love a 3-inch ribbon for Tux bows. It's like the perfect size. So heat seal both your ends, and then I have this set of mini hair straighteners that I use purely for my hair bows, and when I'm making a lot I use them to get nice creases on the centre. I'm just going to move them out of the way in an area where I can't burn myself with them. And then this is super strong 9mm double-sided tape, and I'll show you my trick for this because this works whether or not you do sewing or whether or not you glue. But right on the centre where you've done your crease, you want to put one piece of double-sided tape there, and then at the top of just one side you want to put another double-sided piece of tape here. Now undo your middle, so one, and then do the top. Now I use this as a good guide because obviously that's 9mm, which is about a centimetre, and I use it as a guide to make sure that I'm wrapping the same amount of ribbon round each time, so that I know that that's even on that side. And then what you do is bring that where you've done your crease there, bring it where your crease is, and line it up and press. And what this does is the tape stops it being bulky, because if you added glue gun in there instead of the tape, it makes it bulkier, and also it makes it really difficult to sew or even re-glue. Like I said, it gives you like a big bulky chunky middle. So with the tape, like I said, it's still super secure, but like I said, it's really easy because it's much flatter. I've just got some threads there, so I'm just gonna, it's heat sealed, so I'm just going to redo that. And then what I do from the back, pinch it upwards, and again you've got your nice clear creases here that I use again as a guide. So pinch it right in the middle, and then where your thumb is, you want to go back over and pinch the centre so that you have an even depth there, and then down, and then use your thumb there to go back and have an even depth on each side. And at this point you can either pop those open and glue here and here, like I said, just a little bit, and you right in the dip so it doesn't come up, and again here, here and here, and pinch it all together until it's fully held. Or alternatively, you can take your needle and thread, and right where you've got your crease in, you can go right up through the centre, and then instead of re-sewing multiple times, you can literally wrap the thread round and tie off. So it's whatever is easier for yourself at this point, but obviously I promise you a no-sew tutorial, so I will do it no-sew. So Let's see how many times I burn myself while I'm doing this as well. And I keep one of these, so if I do over glue, because I'm so prone to burning myself and know that I do this stuff on a regular basis, I do keep that to remove some of it if I do, rather than my fingers, because I've already burnt myself there. That's just from this evening, let alone the rest of the week when I'm being and finishing these off. And then, like I said, just make it open a little bit. It helps if you've got one of the more precise glue heads, but my glue gun is like the big version of like the Hobbycraft. It's like the £20 bigger or £10 bigger gun, because again, I am a huge klutz, and ones that take a lot of beating work better for me than precision ones that are a bit more temperamental and can't handle me dropping them on the floor like 10 times a week. So glue that all together, and like I said, hold it in place for a little bit because it does take a moment to set, because I'm a terror for doing this and having them pop back open. Thankfully it didn't do that today, because I did actually hold it closed long enough for once. But there you go, and that is the look that you get. And like I said, if you'd have done all glue, like I said, that is already a bit bulky for me. Like I said, with the glue on the centre, like I said, it adds even more. So then I have got a 45mm clip. You can add a bobble or even a hair bow or a headband at this point. And I put my glue on the back. Place it on the centre where you've got your ribbon there. And then I have got some 9mm in black that goes well with this Halloween ribbon. And we are just going to wrap this round the centre. And I got paranoid then and had to stand up to double check that I was actually filming today, because I've done this tutorial twice and the last time it cut out halfway through. It's a glamorous life making tutorials. I do enjoy it, but like I said, I'm naturally clumsy. I'm naturally extremely clumsy at the best of times, but I go through moments where I'm like extra clumsy, and I'm going through one of those periods, so sometimes I don't like making as much then, because I feel like I come across like not very educational and more like how not to do things, if that makes sense. So there is your super cute 3-inch Tux bows, and the best thing about this method is every time you make them, they will come out the same shape and the same size, and like I said, it's really easy to like mass make. And then I've been using all of my embellishment recently, and I've got this pretty witch embellishment. This is my thread cutter, which I use for my threads. I use this for so many things, and what I do with these is on the back of these flat back plastic embellishments, like use that to cross hatch it up and give it a bit of texture. You want some E8000 or 6000 or any like strong contact glue that is good for attaching all things to all things and not just glue gun. I'm going to put that around the edges because this takes like 24 to 48 hours to set. And on the actual bit there, you do the glue gun and hold it down for a bit, and then you have a super cute embellishment that is going to sit on your bow and stay firmly on your bow, because the glue gun will hold it into place while it sets, and then the 24 hour E8000 or your strong adhesive will then set properly in about 24 hours to 48 hours to actually get it sorted out. Now this is my really pretty patterned Halloween ribbon, and I've not sealed these either, so I'm going to heat seal my ends. And again, this is all completely no sew, and apologies if you watch me burn myself to smithereens. So you want your pattern so it's facing upwards away from you, so the pattern's the right way round, looking up from you. And you want to take a ruler, and remember this is 46 inches. We want to go 5 inches in and fold. You can do 6 inches, but it gives you a much longer tail. And then what I do is take this bit, and all you want is, this is just like a little guide, so it's nothing major, it's just a little guide to work out where you want to glue everything in a minute. And then from this side we bring this across, and you want to make it so that it's centered. And like I said, you can get your straighteners out or you can heat crease it, and always use the blue clear bit of the flame, because this will heat and crease it but not burn or like colour the ribbon. There we go. And then with the line that we've made here with the crease, what you want to do is bring this round, so where you've done your centre, you've got your line here, and what I do is I want to glue across that line. Use as minimal glue as you can, because again you don't want lumpy bumpy bits, but bring that line centered with where you had your crease here, and glue that flat. And like I said, I use my finger with the heat to sort of make that a little bit flatter. And then from this side, so this is a loop we've got at the moment, like I said, that way, and then this way you want to make it look like a figure 8, and again across that line here, and what you want to do is line that all up and do it so it's squared across, and again give that a little bit of a rub down squish. Then I'm just going to do a little bit of a cross there, and I'm going to do the same there. Be impressed, haven't burnt myself yet. Now you'll be watching me to do it. And last one. And like I said, just do minimal, don't do tons and tons and tons, because like I said, it won't help you later on when we're working on this. And then what we want to do is you want to fold it so that you've got corner to corner here, and this is where the mini straighteners come in useful again, and why I've left them on today. We want a nice clear line for when we do our centre in a minute, for when we lay our glue down for this next step. So we're going to do a nice clear line there, and then we want to go up to here. Again, give that a nice clear crease, and then we want to go across to this side and do a nice clear crease here, and it will look like this V shape at the moment. And as you can see, if you actually have a look with your inches, if you go right from the centre, that is 9. And from there to there, the other side is 9. So if you've done it right, everything will be the same size each way. And another way to check is if you fold it like this, you'll see that it's all the same length, and that means that you've got your sizes right and you've glued everything in the right place to begin with. And then what you want to do is, again, I know it sounds excessive with the glue, but it will just make the finish neater later. So I turn it so the tail is down here out of the way, and you want to do from here to about halfway in, you want to put again a bit more glue, and then bring this side, and using that guideline there, you want your line where the crease begins right across that centre. Make sure it stays centred, and then from this side where you've got glue here, you want to glue a little bit, and you want to go about halfway in onto the other ribbon side. So from your corner across your line, and then you want to take this side with your nice clear crease, and again start your crease in that corner. Make sure your creases are overlapping and squish it along, so again you're taking out some of that bulk, and make sure you've got glue all the way to the end, because again it will just make it look tidier when we're doing this next step. Now this is what the back will look like, and I am going to add just a little bit more there. So this is what the back currently looks like, and this is what the front will look like. And as you can see your beginnings of your boutique shape. Now with this, I tend to do 3 pinches, but you can do 4, but I find 3 pinches easier to do because I do it this way, and again it will help you get nice even peaks, which will help you with the balance of the bow. So take your front of the bow, and what you want to do is fold it in half, so your corners and your corners are there, and then where your creases are, this is the very, very centre of the bow. So use your thumb and pinch one crease back on that side, there, and then one pinch back, and bring your triangle back down at this point, and there you go. You have got your creases akin with, this is your accordion creases. Now again with this, if you wanted to, you could take your needle and thread, you could go through and you could sew one way around and wrap and wrap and wrap, or you can literally glue same pieces as before. Like I said, make sure you're nice and solidly glued everything and that it's all held in place. So we're going to open this a little bit, and again you want enough glue to glue it, but you don't want to go massively overboard and have it come all the way up to the top, but you also don't want it to fall into these dips here. Those dips should be completely clear of everything. We're going to turn it over, we're going to glue in the centre, we're going to glue here, we're going to glue there, and do it in the lines again. Use those lines as your guide so you don't go off centre when you're doing that. And again, bring that all together and hold that in place until everything is nicely glued together. Like this. And my tail's moving over a little bit, so I'm going to put a bit of glue there. make sure it falls where it should do before I wrap my centre around. Okay, and then I've got a 50mm clip, and we are going to put this on the back. I say we haven't got enough glue in the centre there because it's come in free. And then I went overboard, so let's use one of my clippy clips to sort that out. And then grab another clip. Told you, this is why I say. We will glue the clip when we're certain that this is all held together this time. That is better. Now I should add our clip to the back, and you can line your clips. I just don't, it's extra steps for me. Brain can't handle it. I told you I can barely handle gluing today, let alone anything more complicated. At least I'm honest with my limitations sometimes. It's the joys of a quirky brain. And then wrap around your centre as normal. I always do at least twice. And then the other thing is if you have made big boo-boo and you've got too much glue in this, all you need to do is do a scrunchy 1-inch ribbon middle or add an embellishment. Never be ashamed of like making a little mistake, especially if it can be hidden and no one other than you will see it. Okay. And then what I do on this is I like to do a little bit of a curve on my tail. I need to sharpen my scissors because I've cut so much ribbon this recently, it's actually blunted my blades. So don't forget to get to heat seal your there. And then we're going to do the matching embellishment, which fits this one because it's got like the little witchy hats and the potions and the cauldron and everything, and she fits quite well. And again, I'm going to take my threader, crisscross and mess it up a little bit, rub that excess off. We want to do a little bit of a circle round her with our E8000, T6000 Gorilla Contact glue works as well. I have some, but mine, I used it and left it slightly open, so I can't get the freaking lid off at the moment, in my typical cat-like fashion. And like I said, the T8000 will set in 24 to 48 hours and hold that embellishment firmly once it's set, and the glue gun glue helps you hold it in place until the glue is actually set. But there you go, a completely and utterly no sew or glue boutique bow and Tux bow made entirely using the glue gun and nothing else. Hopefully you all found this super useful, and if you do want me to do more no sew tutorials which are all glue available, like I said, I will do them, but like I said, you do have to bear with me with my clumsiness. Thanks for watching, bye.